The SNES is full of amazing games, but it also brought us some of the hardest, most rage-inducing bosses in gaming history. These bosses weren't just tough. They were designed to make you question your skills and push your patience to the limit. Today, we're counting down the top 18 hardest SNES bosses, so get ready to relive some of the most intense moments in retro gaming. 18. Aghanim, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. At number 18, we have Aghanim from The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Aghanim is a master of deceptive tactics, and while he's not the final boss, he's one of the toughest encounters in the game. His main strategy is to launch energy balls at you, which you must reflect back at him using your sword. Sounds simple, right? But Aghanim's quick movements and the timing required to reflect his attacks make this fight far from easy. If you're not careful, he'll trap you in a loop, and those few seconds of hesitation could cost you your life. 17. Shao Kahn, Mortal Kombat II. Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat II is a classic example of a boss that hits you where it hurts, your pride. His taunts are almost as frustrating as his devastating attacks. His fast and powerful punches can knock you out with just a few hits. Plus, he's not afraid to use cheap tactics like cornering you and unloading unblockable hits. Winning this fight requires perfect timing, quick reflexes, and avoiding falling for his mind games. It's a fight that keeps you on the edge of your seat from start to finish, and one that will have you gritting your teeth when you lose. 16. Spider Mastermind, Zombie Ate My Neighbors. Coming in at number 16, Spider Mastermind from Zombie Ate My Neighbors. This boss is a nightmare of size, speed, and firepower. You'll face off against a giant spider with rapid homing attacks that can overwhelm even the best players. The key to surviving this battle is constant movement and using the environment to your advantage. But even then, it feels like the odds are stacked against you. One misstep, and the Mastermind will tear through your health bar in seconds. It's a pulse-pounding battle that will have you second-guessing every move. 15. Dark Gaia, Terranigma. Dark Gaia from Terranigma isn't just difficult, it's a boss that pushes every element of the game to its limit. This fight is a stunning spectacle, with massive attacks that seem almost impossible to dodge. Dark Gaia's unpredictability forces you to stay constantly on the move, and its devastating damage output can quickly overwhelm you. You'll need to master the game's combat mechanics, perfect your timing, and have a solid strategy to win. It's the kind of fight that tests everything you've learned throughout the game and then some. 14. Smithy, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Next, at number 14, we have Smithy from Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. This is one of the longest and most difficult boss fights in the game. Not only does Smithy have multiple phases, each harder than the last, but he also has some of the most punishing attacks you'll face. If you don't come prepared with the right strategy and equipment, you'll find yourself repeatedly getting knocked out. Every phase of the fight requires careful planning, quick thinking, and plenty of healing. Beating Smithy feels like a true accomplishment, and is one of the hardest RPG boss battles of its time. 13. Darth Vader, Super Empire Strikes Back. At number 13, we have the infamous Darth Vader from Super Empire Strikes Back. While you've probably faced Vader in other games, this version is no slouch. His lightsaber skills are quick and deadly, and he doesn't make it easy to dodge his attacks. The fight is a careful balance of blocking, counterattacking, and managing your limited resources. Vader doesn't play by the rules, and if you slip up for just a moment, he'll make sure to punish you. Beating him is a true test of your reflexes and patience. 12. Gigas, Earthbound. Gigas from Earthbound is a terrifying final boss that stays in your memory long after you've beaten the game. The battle is as much about atmosphere as it is about strategy. Gigas doesn't have traditional attacks. His power comes from his disturbing, ever-changing form and strange, almost incomprehensible moves. The fight is emotionally intense, with a powerful sense of desperation that makes each attack feel like it could be your last. If you're not careful, the sense of chaos can overwhelm you, making this one of the most unique and challenging battles on the SNES. 11. Baby Bowser, Yoshi's Island. Baby Bowser from Yoshi's Island might seem like an easy fight at first, but he quickly becomes a huge challenge. As the final boss, Baby Bowser constantly shifts his attack patterns. You'll need to dodge his fireballs, avoid his quick charges, and watch out for his huge jumping attacks. It's a battle of both precision and reflexes, and the intense music and dramatic moments make it even more stressful. The hardest part? Just when you think you've won, Baby Bowser pulls a fast one, forcing you to deal with him all over again. 10. Kefka, Final Boss, Final Fantasy VI. Kefka from Final Fantasy VI takes the crown for one of the most dramatic and hardest final bosses. This fight isn't just about strength, it's a multi-phase battle where the environment itself becomes a threat. With his ability to cast powerful spells that target your entire party, plus the overwhelming feeling of chaos, Kefka pushes you to the brink. By the time you reach the final phase, you'll need to have a solid strategy and plenty of healing items. Every moment of this fight feels like a test of your RPG skills, and it's one of the most memorable battles in SNES history. 9. Magus Chrono Trigger. Magus in Chrono Trigger is a tough challenge for anyone brave enough to face him. His elemental shields make him nearly invincible to certain types of attacks, forcing you to think strategically and swap your team's skills constantly. The fight itself is intense, with a constant barrage of magic attacks that will drain your party's health quickly if you're not careful. Magus's speed, combined with his magical powers, makes this battle both exciting and incredibly difficult. And the best part? It's a battle that can change depending on your choices earlier in the game. 8. The Crystal Core, Gradius III. The Crystal Core in Gradius III is one of the most intense bullet hell boss fights on the SNES. This boss fills the screen with waves of deadly projectiles, forcing you to dodge and weave through near impossible gaps. With its unpredictable patterns and rapid fire, you'll need fast reflexes and excellent timing to stay alive. It's the ultimate test of your ability to stay calm and make the right move at the right time. And when you think you've survived, the Crystal Core throws even more difficult patterns at you, making this one of the hardest final bosses on the SNES. 7. Super Shredder, TMNT, the fourth Turtles in Time. Super Shredder in Turtles in Time is a master of surprise. He teleports, throws energy blasts, and attacks with ruthless speed. His attacks come fast and furious, and you need to stay on your toes constantly. What makes this fight so brutal is that Super Shredder can hit you from almost any angle, so dodging and hitting him back requires perfect timing. This isn't just a final boss, it's an all-out brawl where one mistake can cost you the entire fight. 6. Culex, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Coming in at number 6 is Culex from Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. This hidden boss battle is a true test of your RPG skills. Culex has 4 elemental crystals that each need to be dealt with in a specific way. Not only that, but he can summon devastating attacks that hit hard and fast. This battle requires careful strategy and preparation. It's the kind of fight where you can't just brute force your way through. You need the right equipment, the right timing, and a little bit of luck. 5. King K. Rool, Donkey Kong Country. King K. Rool in Donkey Kong Country is one of the most iconic and tough final bosses of the 16-bit era. His fight has multiple phases, and just when you think you've beaten him, he surprises you with even more attacks. K. Rool's rapid cannonballs and his ability to roll toward you make him difficult to dodge, and his quick moves can catch you off guard. It's a battle that tests your platforming skills and ability to think on your feet, and it's one of the most memorable moments in Donkey Kong history. 4. Tanzra, Actraiser. Tanzra is the final boss in Actraiser. He is one of the toughest bosses in SNES history. His final form unleashes a relentless onslaught of fire and chaos, demanding precise timing and quick reflexes to dodge his deadly projectiles and powerful energy blasts. With multiple transformation phases, the fight keeps players on edge, requiring them to master every movement and spell at their disposal. Tanzra's intense difficulty makes him a true test of skill and endurance, solidifying his place as a legendary boss. 3. Sardius, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Sardius, the final boss of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, earns his spot as one of the hardest SNES bosses by combining relentless attacks with an almost cruel level of challenge. This hulking demon bombards you with energy blasts, homing fireballs, and tight spaces that leave little room for error. To even face him, you must obtain the Goddess Bracelet, the game's most powerful weapon, an item you can only acquire by replaying the entire game on a higher difficulty. Sardius demands absolute precision and patience, punishing every misstep while testing your resolve to the limit. Defeating him is nothing short of a triumph, leaving players with a well-earned sense of victory after one of the toughest battles the SNES has to offer. 2. Contra the third final boss, Alien Brain. Coming in at number 2 is the final boss in Contra the Third The Alien Wars, the Alien Brain. This fight is pure chaos. The alien brain attacks with rapid-fire energy blasts, laser beams, and swarm attacks that cover the entire screen. There's no time to relax here. Every second feels like a battle for survival. The key to defeating the alien brain is constant movement, quick reflexes, and knowing exactly when to attack. The difficulty is relentless, and by the time you reach the final phase, your fingers are screaming for mercy. But overcoming this madness, it feels like a true victory. 1 Sigma, Mega Man X. And finally, the toughest boss on our list, Sigma from Mega Man X. Sigma's fight is legendary for its sheer difficulty. He has multiple phases, and each phase introduces new, even more brutal attacks. You have to fight through waves of deadly projectiles, dodge his devastating sword slashes, and adapt to his constantly changing patterns. To make matters worse, you're already dealing with the exhaustion of fighting through his minions and previous bosses. But beating Sigma feels like a huge accomplishment, one that tests every skill you've honed during the game. This battle is the ultimate SNES boss fight, and it remains one of the hardest to this day. And that's our countdown of the top 18 hardest SNES bosses. These bosses didn't just test your skills, they tested your patience, reflexes, and sometimes your sanity. Which ones had you pulling your hair out? Let us know your hardest boss fight in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more retro content. Thanks for watching, and good luck beating these bosses when you take on the SNES next time.